Okay, I am just waiting on the signal. And I think we are a go. If I'm not mistaken. Let me double check to see what's going on here, because I always like to double check to make sure that y'all can see me, y'all can hear me. And from what I am seeing, let me double check. Yeah, I think I could safely say that yeah, we're good. Okay, there we go. All right. Hi, hello, and salutations, everybody. As you know, my name is Nyisha. For you, those of you who don't know, I'm just your average girl. Welcome to my channel. And I have some exciting news for Project K.O.A, or Project Knights of Iran. And I mean, I'm going to tell you guys, the end of August on to this month has been very busy for me, but also fantastic in regards to the whole writing world and all that stuff, because I have met some people who have been very helpful and whatnot, and they have been, kind of helping me get some ideas to just put together everything that I need, and to strategize and all that stuff. So I am, super excited and super happy that things are going as planned. And so I have accomplished quite a lot, which I will give you a little sneak peek when I'm done with my little presentation. I've pretty much, I'm pretty much at the writing stage, or actually I should say the plotting and outlining stage. And this is new for me because I haven't done anything like this in a long time. And so, it means a lot, because I feel that I have learned and accomplished a lot from the books that I've read, and from people that I've talked to who have similar experience and interests. And so, without further ado, let me just go ahead and give you an update to what is going on. All right, so welcome back to another Chatting by the Fire. So we are going over the plans of what is going on or what will be going on for the month of September and October. So as we are now officially in the plotting stage. So as a quick disclaimer, just to let you know, I am not a professional. There are a lot of people on YouTube and a lot of people on their blogs and websites that know a lot more about this from me. I'm just taking, a page from what I've learned from them, and just putting it into my story to help make sense of everything. And believe me, I am very grateful for these author tubers. I'm grateful for these writers who have written, these books to help us new writers to learn and understand what it means to write, and the passion and how fun it actually can be when you make it fun. And also, what I may discuss on these videos may actually change. So and technically, in a way, this is kind of like a copywriting stamp. So I'm not too worried about disclosing some things and stuff to the public, because God forbid if I have to dispute, I can post this and show proof that, this person was trying to, take an idea of mine. But when it all said and done, there is nothing original anymore, because everybody is just doing a remake or a remaster, or just a twist of something that was already done. And I can list off so many movies and so many shows that have copied off of other people. So again, I'm just letting you know, I'm not a professional. These are based off of what I've learned so far from author tubers and writers. And so I'm just, sharing it. So my progress report so far. As for the month of August and September, not only have I done a lot of writing, I have my characters completed. I have created the bio. I've created, what I feel is their personality traits, which will kind of help me give me a guidance to the character voices that I want to portray in the story. So I am super happy and proud of myself with it, because when I first started writing this, I didn't honestly put too much emphasis on it. I would, because I'm a pantser. I was just writing to write because I just wanted to get it out there. And I can happily say that I am a plantser, where I've added some plotting, aspects in my pantser life, and have been able to create some kind of harmony between the two. So that way, when I am finished plotting and I'm ready to write, I will write the hell out of it and then go back and, edit in a plotting, way. I've updated the location. During my last live stream, I didn't really have an idea. I started out with Earth, and I figured it was too broad. So then I decided to kind of narrow it down, because I want to make sure that, not only is it happening all around the world, but right now we're just focusing on one place. And the reason why I chose Faraday, West Virginia, I actually did research. It is an actual place. I believe it's in the McDowell County of West Virginia. And what I find interesting about it is that it is a ghost town from what I've researched. So this will actually help in my story, because I kind of want to implement that in a way. So I guess you could say it's kind of based off of, what's actually happening. So I don't know if there's just very small residents, or if it's literally a ghost town and there's nobody there. But I pretty much decided to, pick this location. I was able to define the Saragen species. So like I said in my stream, I was telling you guys about who the Saragen were, and that, it kind of reminded me of an old movie back in the 80s called Cocoon. And so I was able to actually flesh out their history, flesh out their existence, and all that stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool, and just pretty much my plans in regards to that. And most of all, I have a magic system. Now, the thing was, I had no clue exactly to what a magic system was. I was honestly thinking of D&D, but after watching videos and stuff, I realized that there is so much more to it. There are hard systems and soft systems. And I actually had to get, after, watching the videos and all that stuff to find out the difference between the two, I actually honestly had to seek advice through some co-writers, or not co-writers, but, people who were also, it's my cat if you hear her. I'm giving her scritches and all that stuff. And so she's a very talkative cat. Yes, you are. And so I had to, get advice to see if this is the system, and if it was correct, and if it was anything that I was going with. And I realized that as I continue on with my presentation, I will show you that it's leading more towards the soft system. So, and things like Star Wars and whatnot. So I'm excited about that, and I'm just thrilled that the powers that my characters and in that world has, there's a definition to it, and I'm just so happy about it. All right, so as we go into the plotting stage, I want to just tell you the books that have been my saving grace. They have been the ones that are my go-to, whether I have actually physically had a copy of them. A majority of them I've decided to purchase through Kindle, because for cost-wise, I found it a lot more reasonable, and because, everything is digital, it's a lot easier for me to just, upload it on my desktop because, I'm always on the computer when it comes to video editing and all that stuff. I find it easier for me to highlight and be able to do my research on there. So the books that helped me during this stage, of course, was Jessica Brody's Save the Cat and her Save the Cat Writes a Novel. The fact that I read both of them, the novel is just an updated version. The young adult novel, is an updated version of her original one. But I believe it has added more things that the original Save the Cat Writes a Novel were missing. So the fact that I got both of them, I have no shame in it because it has taught me how to have a solid beat structure. They definitely have great examples to follow along, as well as helping me in finding out the kind of genres that I'm looking for, and a little bit of some tropes in there. And it also helped me to dwell into the world of my main character and whatnot, just finding out their shard glass and, the problems, their needs and wants, because again, I was just writing to write. I didn't really take the time to, try and understand my character more. So again, this is, definitely a great book to have. My next one is from Lisa Crone. Both her Story Genius and Wired for Story, I highly recommend because the psychology behind writing, how she explains it, is makes a lot of sense because we as readers, we want to connect with our characters, we want to connect to their world, and what Lisa Crone does here is, far beyond anything that I would have, thought of. And so it has helped me to break down the important beats in Save the Cat and to go in depth. It also helped me, especially for Wired for Story. I believe it emphasizes a little more on building your protagonist, your main character. So it also taught me the what if technique. So the what if technique is kind of like a premise, but think of it as a log line. So she teaches you how to, create that log line so that way when you are, when someone comes up to you and asks you what's your story about, you kind of give them that little, tagline or log line to, kind of impress them, especially if it's 30 seconds, because I remember I went to Miami to do a pitch for Disney and Cartoon Network, and they were the producers at that time. And so I pretty much taught myself how to do a 2-minute pitch of my story. And for the life of me, I can't remember what I did with it, but it's probably lying around. I do want to update it though. But my 2-minute pitch, I actually finished it in about, I would say maybe 1minute and 45 seconds, because they actually had a timer, and they would actually time you to see if you can actually pretty much tell your story in a nutshell within 2 minutes. And, the whole goal was that if they liked your story, they would actually, send you to California and kind of just show you the ropes of what it is to, create an episode or something like that. But it was a nice lesson. Of course, I didn't win because it was during the rise of them creating 15-minute episodes. Because when I was talking to them and they liked the pitch and everything like that, they were asking me questions in regards to, so it seems like they're episodic episodes. They're not just their own individual episodes. And I should have paid attention to that because, again, in the contest, they didn't really tell you what they were looking for. and it was just like a pitch contest for animation, because that's what I was trying to go for Knights of Iran. I was trying to go for an animated series at the time, so I was hoping I could pitch it to Disney and Cartoon Network and all those other franchises to see if maybe I can make it into an animated series. But this was indeed a lesson learned. And so that's how I found out that they weren't looking for long episodic shows that were like leave you with a cliffhanger and you have to stay tuned to watch for more. They were looking for 15-minute episodes that just ended. And if they were to rearrange the episodes when they broadcast, you wouldn't know the chronological order, or it wouldn't, it didn't matter if it made sense or not. So again, lesson learned, but that's life. But yeah, another thing that I liked about, especially Wired for Story, is that it helped me to understand the show don't tell. And when I ran my first draft to my editor, that was all that I saw. All that I saw was her saying, "You're not, you're telling and stuff instead of showing. Don't tell, just show me and stuff." And I couldn't really understand what she was talking about, because it's like, I thought I was, showing and being descriptive in how the character was feeling, but when they were, going through their conflict, but apparently not. And from what I've also read online, there are some good points to do it, and it's also okay to tell and show sometimes. So, and who knows, maybe it's probably based on what it is that you are actually writing for. So, like I said, all of this, these two books have been very informative for me in my writing, just learning how to write. So let us go on to the next set of books. Kim Wieland. Now, again, all these books were recommended also by AuthorTubers. So, and again, I went to Amazon and I bought the Kindle versions, because they're like, some of them are $3, some of them are $3 to $5 is the range of these books. So that's why it was, nice to be able to purchase these books and have them on my Kindle, so I can, take it around with me and read it when I'm on the go. And so with Wieland, she has a different perspective when it comes to writing and structuring your novel. It's similar to Save the Cat, but she goes a little more in depth to it. And so it gave me a different yet similar perspective in story structure and beats, as well as teaching me how my characters can respond to each beat with creating the character arcs, as well as connecting the plot and theme with the story. So yes, and then last but not least, how to write light novels and web novels. Because again, as I said in my past streams, my goal is to do a young adult light novel, type of thing. And so it was kind of difficult for me to find, books on this. And the fact that I found this on Amazon was once again a godsend, because I have learned that there are, Korean manhwas. There are, I can't remember the one for Chinese web novels, and then of course Japanese and their light novels and web novels. And that's what my first draft for Knights of Iran is. So I made it into a web novel. But I also but now my goal is to not only update that, but to expand and actually have physical copies for me to, spread out even further. And so with this book, this had taught me about the tropes and genres to use in my story, from which I am going with the Rising Hero Isekai Portal Fantasy type of route. the writing structure and styles of light novels, where in light novels there's more dialogue. I think about 70%, maybe 60% writing, dialogue than descriptive writing. So it's kind of like reading an episode or reading an anime or a TV show or something like that. And so, because again, the part of me wants this to so badly become an animated series, or if I were to hire an animation studio or something like that to do this. And especially when I make this into a web comic, these are the things that I want to do. Star Miss, hi, welcome. Oh yes, it's so awesome to see you. Thank you for stopping on by. I hope you've been well. I know your cats have been pretty busy. They've pretty much taken over your channel. I love it. So yes, but yeah, these books, all of these books have been such a blessing and such a guide for me that I truly appreciate them all. Let's continue on. So yes, I'm going to bring down my author tubers, the influencers that I've watched and I've listened to that have also been helping me in regards to what I want to, write about and how to go about doing it. Because again, as a pantser, back in the day, I was just writing. The ideas were coming in my head and I just wanted to write. Oh no. Oh yes, Jazz is a cat burglar. Oh. Oh, that's too cute. I love it. And so oh, thank you. Yes, it's going along very well. Sometimes I'm nervous and sometimes I want to give up, but no, I just have to keep pushing it and stuff because I know I can do it. It's been too long of a wait. I've held on for it too long, and it's due to be updated. But no, I'm just as excited as well as nervous. But Brittany Wang and Bethany Atesda, those two, when I first, after, taking a break from my editor and going over my story, those guys popped up on my YouTube page. And after watching a couple of their videos, they're the ones that introduced me to Save the Cat. And they're the ones that, they're self-publishers. I think Bethany, she did also traditional. But what was nice is that Brittany Wang, she also was doing serials as well. So, I kind of, like I said, get ideas and concepts from those two guys, but they're the ones that help introduce me into learning how to, write and using Save the Cat and their story beats to strategize and, outline my story. Abby Emmons. Oh my goodness. I just discovered her this month. And she not only has figured out how to plot and outline, structuring when it comes to novels and book series, but I mean, she even breaks it down. She tells you about hooks. She tells you about the inciting incident and all that stuff, and she breaks it down for you. And yeah, she is amazing. Yes. Oh, so Abby. Oh, that's amazing. Yes. But no, these guys are so cool, and if it wasn't for these three and whatnot, I wouldn't know how to go about with my writing. So no, these guys, and I've subscribed to them, so please subscribe to these guys and I will make sure to post their links in the description below, so that way you guys can subscribe to them, because again, they are very, very helpful. Derek Murphy, I recently checked out his page because as I was, searching for how to outline and stuff on YouTube, he had an interesting concept in regards to the 24 chapter outline. And how he went about the story beats using Save the Cat as well as, making up his own. I kind of liked where it was going because it was creating subplots in the structure, and I was, thinking about using that. Yes, Jed Hearn Starmus is another one that I'm going to be looking into because Jed Hearn, I love how he approaches writing. I'm a little nervous to see if he would be the one to kind of help in editing, but no, his concepts and ideas, especially this one video I watched about creating a premise for my book, I am figuring that out because I have a premise, but I guess it's not written correctly. And the fact that he has that one post-it idea I like because it's short and sweet to the point, and that's what is important. But yes, Jed Hearn is also going to be another one that I have added on my list, and I have already subscribed to him. My goals for the month of September and October. I will tell you now, as things are moving along, the goal now is to complete the outline, which I kind of did last night, and it's always going to update. So as I learn along the way, because this actually took me about a week or two to kind of, read the books and make sure that I'm doing this right and if it makes sense and, just how to understand the beats and all that stuff. So no, I was very excited because I was up until midnight or so working on the outline, and I think I have a solid goal. Creating scene ideas. So that is my next step. And it was through the help of this Discord member, the server that I'm on. She gave me, I think her name is Katie O'Keefe, and she created this three act arc, which has 9 blocks and 27 chapters. For real, I've completed and redone my novel's outline 3 times. Oh, okay. Don't stress over it. You got to work with it until it is something that gets you pumped to write. Nope, you're absolutely right. And that's one of the things too. I bash myself a couple of times because, I feel that I'm not understanding this and that, I'm not too good. But no, you're right. You're honestly right, because I do stress about it because I'm trying to, break away from the you have to be a perfectionist type of thing, because I've always, when I work, I love what I do. And when I love what I do, I go 200% because what was the saying? I think it was Mark Twain and Confucius. If you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life because you don't think of it as work. And that's probably the reason why I love YouTube, because, for me, it doesn't feel like a job. I make it into a hobby. I'm not here to, be the next influencer or anything like that. I just like to express myself with my favorite hobbies. I like to, show people exciting places that I like to go to. And hey, if they've done the same thing too, by all means, comment, talk about it. I'm all for that. So yeah, so no, YouTube for me is more of a hobby than anything else, and not so much a business, because then it becomes a 9-to-5 job and you'll get drained and stressed out about it. And, should this become, because I'm even though I've reached 1,000 subscribers and stuff, I'm not getting paid yet. I still have, watch time hours to work on and whatnot. So that, that's what that is. But even then, I want to do something that I guess could help other communities as well. Because I mean, I know there are so many YouTubers out there that have created how to be, an awesome YouTuber, how to excel in it. And, I hope it's not stressing people out, because all I can say is that you will get there. Just keep fleshing out your videos, keep making phenomenal thumbnails and titles that will captivate people. And if you know who the audience that you're going after, go after. Because I don't have a niche. I have multiple niches, but I guess if you could say it's entertainment for me is my niche. And I don't just love one thing. I love so many things that are nerd related. And it's, just a passion of mine. And even if the audience is small, hey, at least there's a community of people out there that, like 3D printing or like writing or, like anime and all that stuff. But yeah, so that's my TED Talk and all that. Working on draft 2. My biggest fear of all is to go back in and, actually write draft 2, because the process that I'm going to be going with is Abby Emmons' 3-act structure. And how she did it is very brilliant, because I'm going to do my first book is going to be like a 3-book series. Oh, yeah, there are lots of channels that are general entertainment geeks. They do very well once they start taking off. That's very good to know. That's really nice. And, like I said, I love the fact that, we all can come together and, share our passions. Like I have a friend of mine, his name is Diecast Norbs on YouTube. And he likes to, show you the Transformers, which is a passion of mine. I love Transformers growing up, and he is a avid collector, more than me, because unfortunately I don't have enough space to collect them all if I want to. Although I'm really liking the 86 series, and my Dinobot series is complete, so my fondest dream is to have a combiners collection, but I think I would need a bigger place for those guys. And I mean, the videos that I've seen where it's a cave that is just dedicated to Transformers, from the carpet to maybe curtains and all that stuff, I love that. And that has been a dream of mine, to actually have a nerd cave and stuff of all my favorite things right there. So whether it's a basement, I probably would love to have a basement of that. So yeah, that is a future goal of mine. Or if I could turn my office into that would be even cooler. Yes, I am. It's a dream that I hope to make into a reality. The goal by the end of the year is still the same. I still want to build a website that serves as the series headquarters, build a community of writers and readers, which I don't want to check off that because, again, I'm on a Discord server where it's a bunch of advanced writers, new writers like me, and we're all just, helping each other out, which I find, pretty awesome. And they're very wholesome people. And the halfway to completion of book 1, I think I might get there by the end of December. I don't know. As for raising funds for editors, book covers, publishing companies, and merch, I think that would probably be pushed to next year. I don't know, but I'm leaving that up to God. And starting to plan on book 2, which technically, again, my story is complete. But what I'm doing is I'm breaking it off into parts. So, and then if I ever want to create one giant book where it has all 3 of them in one, it will be just like one huge novel. know, it kind of like how there are comic books, and after they do a set, they combine it into one graphic novel, and you could just read all of them. I should have thought of that when because Solo Leveling, the graphic novel has been out, and I think I'm on volume 9. And when the story is complete, I know they're probably going to sell one where it's just all of those combined into one big book. And I may end up getting that because I love Solo Leveling. And it was one of the stories that inspired me to get back into writing. Because, again, I've started this project since 2012. And if I was to go even further, I started this in high school. But it was a different name, and it was a different concept. It was more fan fiction than anything else because I was kind of basing it off one of my childhood shows called Captain N from way back in the 80s. And it started out as a fan fiction. And then that's when I decided to kind of like come up with my own idea. And during the 90s, where words like extreme and stuff was, in every title, like extreme dinosaurs and all that stuff, they were called the Extreme Team, embarrassingly. And then that's when I was in college. And I had to do a paper. That's when I decided to actually, call it something else. And you could find it on my stream, how I, fleshed it out into, something different and just brought it down to Knights of Iran because it's like using the power of aura, but, you just add an end to it. So as for the social platforms, it's still going to be the same. I haven't changed anything. I have started adding some of the videos that I've done here on YouTube onto Patreon, just to get traffic and all that stuff. But over time, I will start with Patreon first and then eventually posting it on YouTube. I think I might try a live stream on Patreon over time. But then again, that is, that's still in the air. And of course, when I start actually writing this, the drafts of my story, I will slowly start not disclosing this on here. But for those who are really interested in all that stuff, of course, by helping me in regards to raising the funds, and all that stuff, you get a sneak peek of early access to the chapters, to the artwork when I start making it into a webcomic and all that stuff. And actually, I have one patron already, and I appreciate her for it because we were talking on Reddit and all that stuff, and she's a writer herself, and so. I appreciate her for, joining the coalition, as well as people on Twitter, because I do have a Twitter page, and I have developed 3 more people. Instagram, which, again, let me, before I, rile on, let me continue on. So as you know, YouTube has been my platform for Just an Average Girl, Just an Average Gamer, and now adding this here. So I have been doing pop-ups. I have been doing live streams as well as art crafts, because for the past couple of streams, I've been working on my diamond art, which I am happy to say that my the rest of mine from the diamond art, what is it called? Painting. It was a company that was going out of business that I saw on Facebook. I bought a few of their items, and they finally came in the mail, and I'm so excited to work on them because I don't know where or when did this, kind of craft come up with. I wish I knew about it sooner, because I'm going to, once they're done, I'm going to frame them and start posting them around my house to give my, walls some color instead of this dull, brown tin that I have. So I'm super excited for that. Facebook. So again, I'm posting the videos that I do here onto Facebook and any little small updates that I go on there. Eventually, I do want to also use Facebook as a showcase for when the webcomic comes out. And I mean, I'm going to be doing them for all of them, so I'm not too worried about that. But as for the Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I still haven't put together videos to post on there. I am more a little active on Twitter than I am on TikTok and Instagram, but I will fix that. Even though I do have followers on Instagram, I have to, and I apologize that I'm not keeping up with them, because I'm keeping up with Patreon, YouTube, and Facebook, and Twitter, but I need to, give some love to the Instagrammers as well as the TikTokers. But yeah, again, if you are new to this channel and you are interested in Project Knights of Iran, you can click on the Linktree link, which all this will be in the description, and join the coalition, join the newsletter, as well as just join the Facebook page or Twitter and all that stuff, and just stay tuned to the updates that I have. And hey, if you even like this channel, Just an Average Girl, you can also check out that I have it on Facebook, I have it on Twitter, as well as Instagram. And, you could check out the new stuff that I'm doing, as well as, any live streams. Because I was live streaming at 4 o'clock, but for the past couple of Saturdays, I've also been busy because I just finished, and I have no shame in it. I just finished Community Day. I am a avid Pokemon Go fan, but actually, no, I take that back. The only time I go to Pokemon Go is when there is Community Day. Oh, okay, yes, Star Miss, yes, I will definitely, as soon as I'm done here, I will add you on Discord, and yeah, no, this will be awesome. Yes, I will definitely add you on Discord. But yeah, you could check me out on these platforms, and just stay tuned for more upcoming videos. I want to do a writing sprint. I'm still trying to educate myself on, because I did create a timer, but I think I could probably find online other places where I could do timers. So like I said, all of that is going to be when I start actually writing the second draft. I will have some writing sprints for anyone that is interested. But that concludes my slide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little sample of what I've been doing so far. So as you know, you have been seeing videos where I do this thing called Campfire, which is an amazing program, and it's an amazing website for, I'm going to say pantsers, plotters, tabletop people who like to, come up with world building, stories, short stories. This to me has it all, because it is, as they say, it is a program for writers made by writers. And it has helped me in pretty much categorizing my thoughts and my notes. So to me, it's like having Microsoft Word, OneNote, and Dropbox all in one. And they even have a mobile app. It's not fancy, but I love the layout of the desktop. And the joy of it is, again, if, God forbid, I lose internet, I can work offline. And, when everything is done, I just send it to their server. So, for those who did see the video that I did a little education that teaches you how to create and build your characters. And so when it comes to, bringing out their personality traits, writing in their bios, and, just basic information, even picking out the color tones of their hair, their outfits, and all that stuff. So again, I love this. And there's so much more. This is just my setup. When you actually, create their character, actually, let's do that now. I'm going to go to the plus sign. this is pretty much what they give you. And from there, you can, edit it however you want. So, like I said, it's just one of the things that I love about this program that has, that has been so awesome. The location, as I said in my slide, this is the town of Faraday. And this is just the little information that I've worked on. I did Planet Earth and all that stuff. I have developed a research thing where everything, the websites that I used as reference, as well as my Pinterest, all of that is here. I've developed... not to worry about the saving. I developed a relationship here where all my characters, you get to, let's fit this here. Yeah. So I developed a relationship with each and every one of them. So, things like these, I really love. Starmus, thank you so much. So yes, I will add you on, I will DM you and we will go from there. You have a wonderful night. It was great talking to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. And yes, here is my magic system. Because again, like I said, they're using the power of Reiki, and I have pretty much all the everything from the types of abilities and the users in this world. So it is, it's pretty awesome. I am thrilled that I have that I've stumbled across this website. Because it truly has been, a blessing to learn. And again, these images are just staple images. They are not what. These are not my artwork. I just found them on Pinterest, and I'm using them so that way when I do hire an artist, I can be able to, come up with, just something similar, but I'm just using these guys as examples. But no, just this is awesome. This is the world that, I have, put together, and I'm just so glad that I can see it all in one, beautiful package instead of just in my notebooks and in various websites. But that is what I've done so far. I am going to go ahead and close this out. I'm not too worried about that because I haven't made any changes. The next thing is this is just this is a template that I have created for the past couple of weeks of what I have planned for my story. Again, I'm not a professional. This could probably be stupid, what I put together. I don't know, but this is helping me to gather my thoughts as well as being prepared to plan out my, to plan out what I have in mind for Knights of Iran. So I used Lisa Crone's Story Genius method to help me find out what my story is all about. And so again, she uses the what if, the why, and the who in her book Story Genius. She goes over that. And so creating that log line, that one sentence statement that makes you wonder, what is your story about? What if this happened to this person and whatnot? Or what if the world was ending and it's and you're the only one that can see it, but everybody else can't? So stuff like that. And from there, she asks you, why does your what if concept stick with you? So in other words, why do you want people to know? So this is the one that you want to shout out to the world and tell everybody that, the world is ending and this is how you save and help people and all that stuff. So and why? So and then also, why do you care about it? So what is it about your story that you want to write about it? Because that's the joy of writing. These ideas pop up, and you have a reason why, because you want to express it. Maybe something that you watched or a book that you read inspired you to write something similar to it because it's one of your favorite things. It's one of your passions. And then who is your MC before the story writes? And it can be something as easy as, creating a kind of like a small backstory prologue kind of thing. So it's those ideas and those questions that she talks about in that book that, maybe kind of sit down and wonder and learn more about my character and whatnot. Excuse me, I'm drinking water. Okay, sorry about that. So, this is the recent one that I've started updating because I was in the middle of working on this, and I was watching a couple of Jed Hearn videos, and he was talking about creating a premise, or I don't know if premise and blurb is the same thing, but yeah, creating the premise. And so what you want to do is when someone comes up to you and says, hey, I like your artwork, or hey, this is the story that you're writing about, just tell me what your story's about. Well, instead of boring them to death with a huge, exposition about what your story's about, Jed Hearn is pretty much telling you that you can summarize it in probably maybe 1 or 2 sentences and all that stuff. So this is something that, I still have to go over and work on because I have a blurb, but I think it's too long. So I want to try his method out to see what I can do to, shrink it and make it a little easier. And then when it comes to crafting my main character, the things that I loved most about the books that I showed and displayed is that they all have different perspectives and different aspects to creating your character, but they are still similar. So what I did was I combined Jessica Brody's Save the Cat with Lisa Crone's Wired story to Abby Emmons' method on YouTube and K.M. Weiland's method. So I colored them in the order because what Save the Cat didn't have, Lisa Crone had. What Lisa Crone didn't have, Abby Emmons had, and so on and so forth. So in regards to creating your main character, their trauma and all that stuff. So of course, with Save the Cat, you have the problems and flaws that need to be fixed. You have the wants. What is their goal and whatnot. You have, yes, I am guilty of it. I do use Grammarly, and I didn't realize it was annoying and in the way. So I use it for spell check, really, but I didn't realize that it was causing so much problems. So, sorry about that. So yes, so, back to the thing, the wants. So what Save the Cat only emphasized was that, what is your, the problems in your character, what are their wants, the shard of glass, and their needs. Then Lisa Crone goes more in depth with why does the hero, when it comes to their wants, why does the hero want it? What will getting it mean to that hero? And what does the hero think it will say about them when they get it? So, these are the things that I didn't really think about until after reading Lisa Crone's book. And so I'm like, mind blown. So, and then KM, instead of shard of glass, she calls it ghost. That's what happened to make them the way they are. And stuff, and what is it that haunts that character? What was the thing in their past that haunted the character? So these things, again, when I'm reading the books individually, I didn't really think about them, but after reading them and putting them all together, now it's starting to make sense to me. And so then I also have the what is your hero's misbelief? Or as Abby calls it, the roadblock. What is the thing that the hero mistakenly believes is true about the world that feeds their fear? And the thing is, Abby does mention about the hero's belief. So, but the fact that Lisa and Abby correlated, pretty much asking the same question, I liked combining those two together. And then, of course, once you find out the need and the life lesson of your character, that's pretty much what you've created, your main character. Again, like I said, this is just my brainstorming, plots and ideas. And so I went with Abby Emmons' method for the 3-act structure to where, like I said, I created the first draft. I created a whole story, and I think it was almost 90,000 words or something like that. And so I want to make this into a book series. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break my giant novel down to 3 books. So that way, and I don't know if it's going to bring the, who knows? In hopes of bringing the audience, that is the goal to why I'm breaking it down into a series. And so Abby Emmons' method is by breaking your novel into 3 books, instead of one book that has the, the old world journey and then, the climax and the battle, you're breaking it down into 3 books. So the first book is the old world, or the inception, as they call it. And then the second book is the journey into the new world. And then the third book is, pretty much the battle. So I'm going with that. And so I broke it down using all 5 of the people that I've mentioned during this stream, using their method. So for the hook, I am going to be daring, and I want to write a prologue. So for Abby, I know the hook is pretty much kind of like the opening image, but or maybe it could be the prologue. I don't know. I could be wrong. Again, this is the concept, and this is what I'm going with, and this is what I'm using, because when it comes to writing, I don't think there really is any rules set in stone. But in the end, you want to make sure that your story makes sense and your story is good based on the audience that you're going for. So if I was to go for a general fantasy novel, writing style, then all of this that I'm writing probably would not be the right structure and all that stuff. But for me, I'm going for I'm kind of going for like a episodic TV episode, but you're reading it. And soon you're going to be looking at it as a webcomic. So this is the structure that I am going with. And so I want to be daring, and I want to start with a prologue. But I'm calling it the hook or the tick that will, get you interested in it. And so from there is where I will have the opening image, which will be the beginning of the first chapter, And so then from there, I went with Derek Murphy's Really Bad Day, to where, this is the ordinary world, and the empathy and conflict. You want to start showing what the main character's wants, problems, needs are right there. So, and that correlates with the setup. And I've also put the theme stated from Save the Cat in there too, because I want to combine, them all in, that chapter or chapters of that plot structure. And then we go on with something peculiar. Once again, something from Derek Murphy's thing, where you are, something unique or strange happens. And so I don't know if that would be considered the inciting event or something like that. But just how he said it caught my interest. And again, this is subject to change. I might keep it, I might not, but at least it will have, when I look over my story, it'll give me an idea to what I want. And especially when it comes to the pitch point. Normally, the pitch point is towards heading towards the second act, but I kind of changed it up a little bit because, again, this is based off of what I am, going for my story, to which I want to start introducing the villain a little early. And so then we have the inciting incident, which is the catalyst, the first fear-based decision, and then the debate, which brings us to Act 2, which is the first plot point. And so then we go on to the first half of the second, which correlates to the pre-midpoint and the break into 2. Second pitch point, bad guys closes in. Then you have the midpoint, because I know Act 2 is going to be the longest. Again, I also have to follow the rules of light novel. So who knows if like I said, I may cut things due to timing and all that stuff. So these are the things that I am, this is still up in the air to how I want it. But the fact is, I definitely want my inciting incidences to be important. And then, of course, I had the third plot, post midpoint. Now, the thing is, I know for fantasy novels and all that stuff, there has to be a closure and ending. But because I'm making this into a serial, like a series, I was trying to see if going the route of leaving it hanging so that way you are prepared for the next book and whatnot to, kind of captivate you. Kind of like, once again, going back to episodic episodes like you see on YouTube or see on Netflix and stuff where, you're watching something and then it ends and you don't know what's going to happen and you have to wait, like in Solo Leveling and whatnot, because, but I will leave some kind of room for closure and stuff to some parts, but also make way for what's going to happen in the second book, where our character is, taken to another world, literally, through a portal, and, he has to learn to survive that. And so, and I think that's where Katie O'Keefe's method is going to come in, because with this, I've pretty much created a 3-act structure within a 3-act structure. And the thing is, I think with Katie O'Keefe's, it's going to be that times 3 and whatnot, because she has a good concept when it comes to the 3-act, 9-block, 27-chapter layout. And I kind of want to tease that a little bit into here, or if not, probably use it for something else. But either way, I am super excited. Again, I'm the kind of person that likes to experiment and see what works. If it doesn't, then I go back and, try again with a different structure, or the structure that is familiar and works with everybody. But yes, I always like to see, experiment and, just try new things and just see what happens and whatnot. But no, this is what I've done so far, and I continue to, try out some more. So yes, again, I'm going to go ahead and stop here because I want to get back into writing. And I don't want to bore you to death because you're not going to be able to see what I have. And I haven't really set up a writing sprint per se. So I will when I start actually writing. But for now, I will have a follow-up video and show you what is my final decision in regards to the structure and outline, and how I'm going to create the scenes and whatnot, because I want to see if I can do either a chapter by chapter method, or, just come up with some ideas and stuff. So I have a lot of reading and watching YouTube to kind of understand this. Because again, I am new to this world. All I was doing was just writing for the hell of it. But now that I've seen just how in-depth writing is, I enjoy it. And I don't want to be afraid of it. I want to learn more. But again, I'm the kind of person that, as if I were to use an analysis, I would say that, how there are salmon that goes downstream. As they're going downstream, I'm the one that goes upstream because, yes, everybody's doing the same thing too. I guess I kind of want to be different. I guess I want to see if there's anything different out there, because you never know. You never know if you step out and explore, because you might be missing something, you might not. You might discover something new that might be easier for other people to follow. Who knows? I don't know. But like I said, that's the joy of exploring the world of writing, because there really is no writing style per se. There is no, because I know everybody, there is a writing rules and you have to follow them. But I've seen people do kind of twist it a little bit, and it's worked out for them. So, or they've created something new that, like Brandon Sheridan. I don't know if I pronounce his last name, but the fact is they went above and beyond and explored and, established new ways of writing, new ways of figuring out, how to, do your system. And the fact that it works, who knows? So guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by and viewing. You can check out the replays that I have. I have a playlist. And so I look forward to that. Probably the next stream, I might be doing some more diamond painting so you can see the progress of what I have. But I might be doing that soon, a little earlier. I'll, send a post to let people know, because I really want to get the stitch thing done so that way I can work on the next one. And so, of course, there are plenty of videos on Just an Average Girl that I still have yet to do and edit. And, it's been nice. I have to admit, it's been relaxing, and I've learned a lot of things, and I look forward to learning more. So guys, thank you so much. And my name is Nyisha, and I'm just an